What is up, everybody? I wanted to come to you guys tonight with my AEW review. Let's talk about AEW, shall we? AEW tonight was a decent show. T- Tonight, AEW put on a decent show. It wasn't the best show, and it wasn't the greatest show by any means. There was some pretty good wrestling on this show tonight for AEW, but this show by AEW tonight did not wow me. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This show did not wow me. For AEW, this show did not make me jump out of my seat and wow me tonight. Um, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This show wasn't. It just didn't wow me. It was a decent. It was a decent show for AEW. I will say that it wasn't the best show and it wasn't the greatest show by any means at all. But it was a decent show overall for AEW tonight. So let's start off and let's talk about AEW tonight. To start off AEW, we had the Timeless Love Bombs versus the Babes of Wrath for the AEW Women's Tag Team Championships to start off AEW tonight. This was the this was a pretty good match tonight to start off AEW between the Babes of Wrath and the Timeless Love Bombs. This was a pretty good 2-on-2 women's tag team match tonight on AEW between the Timeless Love Bombs and the Babes of Wrath for the AEW Women's Tag Team Championships. This was a pretty good 2-on-2 women's tag team match tonight to start off AEW. I thought this was a pretty good 2-on-2 women's tag team match to start off AEW between the Timeless Love Bombs and the Babes of Wrath. And the Babes of Wrath ended up picking up the win over the Timeless Love Bombs to become the first ever brand new AEW Women's Tag Team Champs tonight on AEW. So, congratulations to the Babes of Wrath on becoming the first brand new AEW Women's Tag Team Champions tonight over the Timeless Love Bombs tonight on AEW. And then we had a one-on-one men's match with Jungle Jack Perry versus Okada. This was a pretty decent one-on-one men's match tonight on AEW between Jungle Jack Perry and Okada tonight on AEW in a one-on-one men's match. This was a decent one-on-one men's match between Okada and Jungle Jack Perry tonight on AEW, and Okada ended up picking up the win over Jungle Jack Perry tonight on AEW in a decent one-on-one men's match tonight on AEW. This match between Jungle Jack Perry and Okada was a decent one-on-one men's match tonight on AEW, and Okada ended up picking up the win over Jungle Jack Perry tonight on AEW. And then we had a men's 2-on-2 tag team match with Swerve and Hangman Page versus Shibata and Powerhouse Hobbs. This was a 2-on-2 men's tag team match tonight on AEW. Um, this was a pretty fun 2-on-2 men's tag team match tonight on AEW with Swerve and Hangman Page versus Powerhouse Hobbs and Shibata tonight on AEW. This was a pretty fun 2-on-2 men's tag team match tonight on AEW, and the team of Swerve and Hangman Page ended up picking up the win over Shibata and Powerhouse Hobbs tonight on AEW in a very fun 2-on-2 men's tag team match tonight on AEW. And then we had Speedball Mike Bailey versus Kyle Fletcher. This was another this was another great one. This was another pretty decent one-on-one men's match tonight on AEW between Kyle Fletcher and Speedball Mike Bailey tonight on AEW, and a one-on-one men's match on AEW tonight. This was a decent one-on-one men's match between Fletcher and Speedball Mike Bailey tonight on AEW. This was a decent one-on-one men's match. I thought it was a pretty decent to pretty. I thought this was a pretty decent to okay one-on-one men's match between Kyle Fletcher and Speedball Mike Bailey tonight on AEW, and Speedball Mike Bailey ended up picking up the win over Kyle Fletcher tonight on AEW in a pretty fun to okay one-on-one men's singles match tonight on AEW. And then we had the main event, which was Eddie Kingston versus Samoa Joe for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. This closed the show tonight for AEW. This was the main event tonight of AEW with Eddie Kingston versus Samoa Joe for the AEW World Championship to close the show. This was a pretty decent one-on-one men's match tonight between Samoa Joe and Eddie Kingston tonight for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship to close the show in the main event of AEW tonight. I thought this was a pretty decent main event tonight between Samoa Joe and Eddie Kingston for the AEW Heavyweight Championship tonight in the main event of AEW. And Samoa Joe ended up choking out Eddie Kingston, and Samoa Joe ended up retaining his AEW Heavyweight Championship tonight over Eddie Kingston in the main event of AEW in a one-on-one men's match to close the show for AEW tonight. The best two matches of the night, in my opinion, was Speedball Mike Bailey versus Kyle Fletcher, and the Babes of Wrath versus the Timeless Love Bombs. Those were the two best matches of the night tonight on AEW. The match between Speedball Mike Bailey and Kyle Fletcher was a really damn good match. Those two put on a really good match tonight on AEW. Kyle Fletcher and Speedball Mike Bailey put on a really good match tonight on AEW, and Speedball Mike Bailey ended up picking up the win over Kyle Fletcher in a really damn good one-on-one men's match tonight on AEW. And the women's 2-on-2 tag team match between the Babes of Wrath and the Timeless Love Bombs was pretty good too. This was a pretty good 2-on-2 women's tag team match tonight on AEW for the AEW Women's Tag Team Championships, with the Babes of Wrath versus the Timeless Love Bombs, and the Babes of Wrath would end up picking up the win over the Timeless Love Bombs tonight on AEW. The Babes of Wrath are your brand new AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. So there you go. And we had a backstage segment with Mercedes Moné as well tonight on AEW. She had a really awesome backstage segment tonight on AEW. And then we had a really awesome backstage segment with the Triangle of Madness. They had a really awesome backstage segment tonight as well on AEW. I'm going to give AEW a 5.5 out of 10. I enjoyed the wrestling that was on this show, but like I said, this show was not the greatest show by any means for AEW tonight. This I mean, there was some good wrestling on this show, but the two best matches of the night, like I said, was the one-on-one men's match between Speedball Mike Bailey and Kyle Fletcher, and the Babes of Wrath versus the Timeless Love Bombs tonight on AEW for the AEW Women's Tag Team Championships tonight on AEW, and the Babes of Wrath ended up picking up the win over the Timeless Love Bombs to become your brand new AEW Women's Tag Team Champions tonight on AEW. Other than that, AEW gets a 5.5 out of 10 from me. If you guys like this AEW review, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell to all. That way you guys don't miss any uploads or live streams from me. And I appreciate you guys watching this AEW review. And guys, tell me what you guys thought about AEW down in the comment section below. I would really, really appreciate it. And also, guys, give me your rating for AEW down in the comment section below. And I just want to say thank you guys for all the love and support you guys have been showing me on these wrestling reviews. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you guys are enjoying these wrestling reviews as I enjoy bringing these. Hope you guys are enjoying these wrestling reviews as much as I enjoy bringing these wrestling reviews to you guys. And yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys watching this AEW review. And if you guys like this AEW review, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell to all. That way you guys don't miss any uploads or live streams from me. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys back here tomorrow night for the TNA review. You guys have a great night. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I will see you guys later, man. Your boy is out. Peace.